everyone, how's it going? This is Nanice, and this is your astrology reading for the full moon in Virgo happening on Saturday, the 27th of February at 10:17 a.m. Cairo, Egypt time. During this full moon, whatever realizations or inspirations or remembrances you had during the recently just ended Mercury retrograde will come to light, and there will be practical steps towards implementation based on whatever was going on during that time, whatever we were reviewing during the retrograde. This is because this lunation is brought to you by Mercury in Aquarius. Mercury is the ruling planet of Virgo. So whatever Mercury is doing right now is very important to this full moon. And Mercury just recently turned direct, and it's retaking the steps it has already taken twice before. And it's picking up speed. So the good news is that along with this full moon, topics such as the mind, communication, transportation, commerce, mercantile activities, transactions, everyday technology, and messages are going to improve and pick up speed. As the moon disseminates immediately succeeding this full moon, so after the moon becomes full, it starts to very slowly start getting smaller again. And this is called disseminating. So whatever light that the moon has gathered, it's going to slowly start to give away. And things are going to start to manifest into the world. And we're going to see the fruits of our labor during the Mercury retrograde season, when we were busy revising, reviewing, and reconsidering, and potentially frustrated at times as well when things were not going our way. But there was a learning through these experiences. And we're going to see the fruits of our labor during this retrograde come to light. And these retrograde realizations are going to potentially be long lasting because Mercury is in a fixed sign of Aquarius. So anything that happens in fixed signs has the potential to have longer repercussions. And it's also contributing towards the breaking down of our current ways. This is because the moon is in Virgo and the sun is in Pisces during this full moon, and these are known as mutable signs, and they signify the ending of a season. They signify the breaking down. So currently we're in Pisces season, where we're experiencing the breaking down of winter and preparing for the spring. So there is this kind of feeling of something falling apart and something ending, and we're taking practical steps towards a new start. Full moons are a time of catharsis born out of an opposition between the sun and the moon. And the sun is in Pisces, the watery temple of Jupiter. And Pisces is symbolized by two fish. They're swimming in opposite directions, and they're attached to one another with a cord or a thread coming from the mouth. It is a symbol of duality. It is a symbol of yearning for the future and hope for the future, while being frustrated and discontent with the present or the past. And it is a sign about anticipating the light. So after Pisces is Aries, where the light is reborn, and we're going to get into spring season. So it's a kind of forward-looking, progressive sign, but a more of an emotional one. Rather, like Aquarius is also progressive, forward moving sign, because we're moving towards the light, but it's in a more a feminine kind of receptive yin state. And so I pay attention to what Jupiter is doing during the time of this full moon, and Jupiter is soon to meet Mercury. So Mercury's walking right towards Jupiter at the time of this full moon. And I take this as a positive sign that there's going to be increased optimism for the future. And despite the frustrations that we may now be facing, there will be big blessings to be had soon. There'll be some sort of welcomed yet unexpected liberation from the recent shackles of our lives. This is because there's going to be a harmonious aspect from Uranus, also known as the Liberator, to the moon. And there could also be innovative or eccentric twists to the practical steps that we want to take during this time. There'll be general improvements made on matters related to relationships, diplomacy, friends, health, money, beauty, love, women, children, and all the pleasant things in life around this full moon. And this is because Venus-related topics are going to improve just shortly before this lunation, because Venus is going to be in Pisces, just next to the sun. And Venus is known to be in its exaltation in Pisces. It's one of the best places for Venus to be in. And when she is in Pisces, although she's very close to the sun, she is protected. While the similar thing was going on in Aquarius, while Venus didn't have that same protection, because Venus doesn't have much dignity, or doesn't have any dignity in Aquarius. So Venus topics are going to improve. So that's also something to look forward to around this time. A question to ask during this full moon is, what practicalities are being asked to be implemented at this time? Virgo is the sign of the harvest maiden. Virgo is industrious, focused, resourceful, independent, health conscious, detail-oriented craftsperson, helpful, and prone to OCD. These are just overall Virgo themes. There's much more to Virgo than this, but in general, these are few keywords that can cover Virgo. And Virgo has the ability to meticulously organize the wheat from the chaff, and in preparation for the judgment of the harvest. My teacher Achyuta Bhava refers to Virgo energy as sacred anxiety. So there's a kind of like a preparatory kind of feeling to this full moon, like we're preparing for something in practical ways. Full moons are a time of culminations, harvests, and things coming to light and being noticed. The seed that was planted 2 weeks ago during this new moon, during the last new moon in Aquarius, as well as 6 months ago during the new moon in Pisces, is now being harvested and is now become visible. So look back to what was going on 2 weeks ago during the last new moon in Aquarius, and to 6 months ago, and what was going on around then and what is happening now, because you're going to find that there's a connection between these 2 points. This full moon is flavored by eccentric yet practical applications that are reflective of the underlying emotion that drives us progressively forward, full of liberating promises of the future that is yet to come. What future are you now willing to partake in crafting? And how is this going to shape the world? These are questions I'd love to hear your answers to in the comments section below, especially if you have important Virgo placements, or in general, I'd love to hear what's going on in your life. Please write to me in the comments. If that's all I have for this full moon in Virgo, thank you so much for watching. If you want a reading with me, please email me. And if you find value in watching these videos, please consider donating to my channel. Thanks so much for watching, and have a very blessed full moon. I'll be speaking to you soon. Bye.